गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं परमानन्दमाधवम्। Hare Krishna. Very happy to be with all of you once again. Hari. I would like to have all of your videos turned on and English, right? English. Just checking. Of course, English. So today we're going to be starting something very new, different, and this is something which I've been doing for the youth many times, and there are a lot of youth here. Chiranjeevi Prabhu is there, Rakesh Bukhari Prabhu, Mayuresh Prabhu, they all have been attending these sessions before. So Captain Kunal is saying, hey, maybe youth ho, Prabhu, don't forget me. Yes, we are all youth in that sense, but I'm talking about unmarried boys, that group. Yes, for that group, we have been definitely doing this. And now we're going to start this for even the general community, everybody. So this is the first time. Yes, you also saw the poster? Yeah. All right. So basically, normally जब youth के लिए करते तो क्या करते हैं? We take the Bhagavatam verse and we just discuss. That's it. There is no objective. Of course, हम श्लोक आगे बढ़ते जाते हैं. The objective is to be Krishna conscious, nothing else. And what we do is we keep covering the shlokas, we keep learning the lessons behind the Bhagavatam, and yes, we grow in our bhakti. That's what we have been doing. That is our Srimad Bhagavatam charcha that we do. I take another Srimad Bhagavatam study circle which happens every Saturday from 4 to 5:30. That we have been going on systematically, which means we started from the first canto of Bhagavatam. So जिनको बहुत systematically करना है, we're still on the 6th chapter. 7th chapter. So 7th chapter, I guess. 6th chapter is finished. We're on the 7th chapter. So those of you who want to come, they can definitely attend that particular session. But this is going to be, we're going to be learning lessons from various pastimes of the Bhagavatam. I'll be mostly keeping it from the various other sections of Bhagavatam as well. Yeah. So that's how we're going to be proceeding in this particular journey. So today, we are planning to discuss from the 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. And we are going to be reading a very special pastime that happened. And this particular pastime will start from verse number 5 and 6. I will need some readers to read. Otherwise, we'll not get a background. We'll start from 9th canto, 15th chapter, 6th verse, 5th and 6th. We will go to the Sanskrit only for important shlokas, otherwise we will read the translations. Somebody can read? Yeah, please go ahead.
King Gadi had a daughter named Satyavati, whom a Brahmana sage named Richika requested from the king to be.
I think I only have to read. It's muted again. Yeah.
As an unfit husband for his daughter, and therefore he told a Brahmana, "My dear sir, I belong to the dynasty of Kusha. Because we are aristocratic Kshatriyas, you have to give some dowry for my daughter. Therefore, bring at least 1,000 horses, each as brilliant as moonshine, and each having one black ear, whether right or left."
Yes. In entire Srimad Bhagavatam, King Gadi, yes, Gadi dynasty is very famous. It's a very one of the very famous dynasty. We might have not heard, but actually the King Gadi is very, very famous in the Bhagavatam. This chapter also, if you see, it's Gadi Vansha. So Gadi comes in the dynasty of Lord Ramachandra. Correct. He says, I am Kusha's son. So Kush takes ahead the dynasty. On the other hand, I have heard love remains a celibate. He doesn't marry. Yes. So he comes in the dynasty of love Kush. So Kush, his dynasty, Kusha. So he basically had a daughter who was very beautiful. Her name was Satyavati. Now this Satyavati is totally different from the Satyavati who is Yasdev's mother. So what happens is the Brahmana's name is Richika. So Richik, what he does is he says, I am from Kusha dynasty. So if you Brahmana, you want to marry my daughter, then you have to give me at least minimum 1,000 horses who shine like moonshine. The color is of that of a moon, and each one having either one black. They should have one black ear, either right or left. Right ear can be black or left ear can be black. So I say, "Ghode mere ko chahiye." What a request! So this is dowry. Now, if you see in the Vedic times, dowry used to be given willingly by the daughter's family. Willingly, matlab apni ichha anusar. So many times in the Bhagavatam, you will find that dowry was given. To take the kings used to be so happy. Okay, you take 5,000 elephants, 10,000 horses, and you take some, 1 lakh cows. Along with that, you take some 20,000 maid servants. Yes, each one of these animals, matlab sirf waise, they used to not be naked animals. They used to be covered with gold, with silver, with jewelry, with everything. सबके साथ भेजते थे. So that was Vedic culture. Even the cows would be wearing jewelry. The cows' hoofs would be having silver. Yes, the cows would have silken garments. All of these things. So like that, the cows all used to be decorated with jewelry. Never animal, matlab aise hi nahi, just like the animal. Some places I have seen in Kali Yuga, they even dress the dogs. How have you seen? कुत्ते को dress कर देते थे. I asked, अरे कुत्ते को dress किया? उसको भी ठंडी लगती है. That's the argument they give. Yeah, correct. को भी ठंडी लगती है इसलिए कुत्ते को dress बनाते हैं. So like that in Vedic times, elephants, horses, cows, they all used to be dressed. These are the animals used to be dressed, decorated with jewelry and all other varieties of gems. And this they used to be given in charity. इसको दहेज बोलते थे. So now usually Brahmanas are people who are very detached. You know how Arjun became Dhananjay? How did Arjun become Dhananjay? Dhananjay means who brought the wealth. Who brought wealth to support the yajna for his brother. So he became Dhananjay. Rajsuya yajna ke liye jo bhi dhan chahiye tha, unko milega. So dhan normally comes in a war. You go for a war. जो enemy, even in war also, so foot soldiers रहते, their crown used to be golden, their shield used to be silver, yes, their arm guards used to be silver, तलवार का silver होता था, तो ये सब से जो है बहुत पैसे मिलते थे. So this all used to be taken as a booty. They used to take it. That's how they used to earn in the war. तो ऐसा पैसा इकट्ठा करके Arjun and all Pandavas used to get money. But here, Arjun went to collect money, but then just as he went a little north, he saw that there were so many plates and glasses. Plate और glass से क्या मिलेगा? Golden plates and golden glasses. Gold में ऐसे पड़े हुए थे बहुत सारे. Then he inquired, "Sir, what is this?" He said, "Actually, here some brahmanas have come for yajna. After yajna was over, they were served in golden glass and golden plates. So they drank water and juices, and they ate in the golden glass and plates. After that, they didn't know what to do with it, so they just kept it and went." So Vedic life. So they just left the glasses and plates like that and they went. So Arjun just collected all those glasses and plates, came back And that was sufficient money for the itna glass of पेट साथ में छोड़ के चले. See, so we understand from this that Brahmanas are usually detached. They don't have much of wealth or money. But if you see these Brahmanas, if they wish to collect money, they were very, very powerful. They would just go and get donation and collect. So now we give them a challenge. Can you get 1,000 horses? Yes. Nowadays, people will die for that wealth. That is why Earth has hidden all the wealth. Sab le liya. Yes, that's a golden mountain. We have a mountain full of gold. There were golden mountains existed previously. But कलयुग में लोग एक गोल्ड माउंटेन क्या आजकल लोग 5,000 10,000 के लिए खून कर देते हैं एक दूसरे का. Yes, that much also money doesn't have value. People don't have any values. Right? So now let us see what he's going to do. Storyline, we just read the translation. Somebody else can read who's having a very good mic, preferably. It should be a soothing experience to read. Somebody?
When King Gadi made this demand, the great sage Trichika could understand the king's mind. Therefore, he went to the demigod Varuna and brought from him the 1,000 horses that Gadi had demanded. After delivering these horses, the sage married the king's beautiful daughter.
So what do you understand from this? From this you understand that this Brahmana had access to Devatas. Number one. He could easily go to Devalok. And Varuna has a capital in Vibhavari, underneath the water. अभी underneath water मतलब हमको लगेगा कौन सा water कोई down, much below in the underneath the waters. You jump from the Lavana Sagar, go below, underneath that Varun Lok is there. हमको पता भी नहीं है Varun Lok किधर. He could go there, he could ask, and sometimes the Brahmanas even had the power to invoke the Devata's presence. Like Manduka Muni, a Brahmana, so much of powers and punya they had. Yamaraj prakat ho, turant Yamaraj had to come. So Brahmanas are sometimes so powerful. In fact, even Indra, Chandra, Varuna, all these demigods and great saints, they also respect the Brahmanas. They offer pranams. So Brahmanas may be Manushas, but they are not ordinary souls. So they are very powerful. And when does Brahmana become powerful? Now this is the question. Somebody will say, Prabhuji, I am also born in Brahmana dynasty. हम भी जो है ब्राह्मण कुल में जन्म लिए हैं. First of all, you should understand how does a Brahmana becomes powerful. The Brahmana becomes powerful when he does three things. Three things a Brahmana has to do. Number one, well learned in Shastras. Because of the knowledge one has of the Vedas and Shastras, that gives the strength to a Brahmana. Number two, Brahmana is very forgiving in quality, in nature. Forgiveness, tolerance and forgiveness. Yes, by this quality of tolerance and forgiveness, a Brahmana becomes very powerful. Yes. And, the most important quality of Brahmana, we learn, is that Brahmana is self-control, control over senses. So when there is a sense control which is there, then also Brahmana becomes very powerful. Now one may say, Prabhu, I am not a Brahmana. It's okay. These three things will become Brahmana. You will also get the same power and ability which this sage has. What are the three things? Batao? Type कीजिए. Yes, well learned in Shastras. So study every day. Number two, self-control. Yes, you should have self-control. And third thing is forgiving, tolerant and forgiving. These three qualities are sufficient to make one very powerful. So now this sage, how did he go to Varuna? Or Varuna came to him? Yes, whatever. So, but in this case, he went to Varuna. But some sages are so strong like Manduka Muni, they called him. He called Yamaraj, come here. How can I suffer? I have not done even one sinful activity. I have not even done sinful activity in mind, he said. And Yamaraj had to come like this. Sorry, sage. माफ कर दीजिए. बचपन में जो है आपने थोड़ा सा small activity किया था. जुगनू के साथ थोड़ा खेला है. You pierced जुगनू and you played with it. Hey, but that was in the childhood. How can you punish me? So I curse you. You become Shudra. And thus Yamaraj had to become Vidur. See? So powerful. They can change. Yamra, the demigods, they little bit adjust the karma of human beings. But Manduka Muni changed the karma of the Yamaraj. So this is the power. So thus we all also have to practice these three principles in our life. We may say, Prabhuji, to get this power, no? We don't practice this to get power. We don't practice this to get power to invoke demigods. We don't practice this to get power to curse others. किसी को शाप दे देंगे, no. We practice this to develop the influence to preach Krishna consciousness. जितना हमने ये सब अच्छे से practice किया है, to that degree we will be able to preach Krishna consciousness effectively. Truthfulness, definitely. Truthful, अरे ऐसे basic चीजों तो पूछो मत. This is basic, elementary knowledge. LKG for Brahmana. Brahman means truthful. Very LKG level, kindergarten level. Don't talk. We're talking about very advanced level. So you could marry. Next. अभी देखो एक magic होता है. Somebody can get this.
Thereafter, Rishika Muni's wife and mother-in-law, each desiring a son, requested the Muni to prepare an oblation. Thus, Rasika Muni prepared one oblation of his wife with a Brahmana mantra and another for his mother-in-law with the Kshatriya mantra. Then he went out to bed.
Thank you. So now there were two. Rishik Muni's mother-in-law, matlab she was a Kshatrani, Gadi's wife. And his wife was Satyavati, who wanted a Brahmana child. So see, you can even control which soul is going to come to take birth. That is when you used to perform the oblation. Putra Kamishta Yajna. This is called Putra Kamishta Yajna. Where you can control what type of son, what type of child you want. That also can be controlled. And this is very common practice to do. Many used to do this. So in the Putra Kamishta Yajna, what happened was that he thought that my mother-in-law wants a Kshatriya child. So I will prepare a Kshatriya oblation. Ready. Sub method, process, sub ready kar diya. Sirf swaha karna baki hai. Yes. And similarly, he prepared a particular oblation. Everything was ready for a Brahman child, for himself, for his wife, Satyavati. So that was prepared. So both were ready. And now I will just take bath and come back. कभी हम लोग भी ऐसे ही करते हैं ना. ठीक है, हम मेल रेडी है, ड्राफ्ट में सेव करके रखा है. हम बस थोड़ा एक जरूरी काम निपटा के वापस आते हैं. And then we will send button दबाएंगे. So we sometimes leave some activity like this and go. Right? मैसेज ड्राफ्ट कर दिया, रिपोर्ट बना दिया, हम भेज देंगे थोड़ा. So he took a break. I'll just go take bath. So both Brahman mantra, Kshatriya mantra. So through this we can understand that even the child's nature can become, which kind of child to invite is there. Suppose you don't follow regulative principles, then who come? Then Bhoot, Pret, Pisach, such kind of people also come. Yeah. Shiva is called Bhutanath. Shiv ko kya bolte? Bhutnath. So he's carrying all the Bhutas and traveling in evening. Somebody unites in the wrong time. Galat time pe union kiya, so then Shiv will plant all those notorious souls inside the womb. So that is why sometimes the parents, they tell the child, किस जन्म का बदला ले रहे हो तुम? That is one thing. First child becomes an enemy also. Second thing, अरे क्या खा के पैदा किया था इसको? So such kind of activities, it is all there. This is control. So when Diti and Kashyap united at the wrong time, that produced what? Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, the deadliest monsters ever. Correct? So this is all very important. So they can definitely control. And Nabhi Maharaj, Meru Devi, they had Putra Kamishta Yajna. Whom they wanted as Putra? They wanted Sakshat Narayan. So Rishabh Dev came, Shakta Vishnu. Again, Putra Kamishta Yajna was performed by Rishi Shringa for Dashrath Maharaj. Dashrath Maharaj ke liye. And he invoked 4 Vishnu Tattvas. Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Anirudh. 4 of them came as Ram, Bharat, Lakshman, Shatrugna. These 4 they came. Romapad Maharaj had no Putra in his account. मेरे अकाउंट में पुत्र नहीं था. But Rishyasringa, he invoked and there was a putra. Because Rishyasringa was a very pure brahmachari, pure Brahman. So even although he didn't have putra in account, he got a putra. Even Narad Muni and Angira Muni, they give a putra to our Chitraketu Maharaj. But they tell him, you will get putra, but you will get so much misery. The happiness, Harsh Shok. जितना आपको हर्ष तो मिलेगा, लेकिन उतना ही शोक मिलेगा जो पुत्र नहीं है उसका शोक होगा ना, दैट मच यू गेट. So it will be balanced, Harsh. But he was so intoxicated, he only heard Harsh. शोक सुना ही नहीं उसने. तो हर्ष, बड़ा हर्ष, अरे शोक शोक, नहीं नहीं हर्ष हर्ष हर्ष, हर्ष शोक. You will get happiness, but you will also get miseries equally. That was also there. So now what happened was, so he prepared oblation and left. अभी क्या होता है देखो. What happens next? Somebody can read.
Meanwhile, because Satyavati's mother thought that the oblation prepared for her daughter, Richika's wife, must be better, she asked her daughter for that oblation. Satyavati therefore gave her own oblation to her mother and ate her mother's oblation herself.
This is one mentality that we have. What is the comparing mentality? अरे उसको मेरे से ज्यादा अच्छा मिलेगा. Yes. So we learn a lot of things about the Vedic life. One thing is, there are times when a mother and daughter may get pregnant at the same time. Yeah, it is possible. There are many Vedic instances like this. Because they retain the youth. In Vedic life, the Shatranis, even the Brahmanis, they could retain their youth. Yes. Now, Diti in the 6th canto, if you see, she becomes pregnant after how many generations? जो मरुत आते हैं, they are way way below. प्रहलाद का लीला हो गया, बलि लीला हो गया, बहुत कुछ होने के बाद later on. No, actually the 6th canto लीला doesn't happen before Prahlad, but it happens immediately. Marut's come. Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha are destroyed. Then happens. We can't ascertain the timeline, but Indra is quite grown. He's quite grown up that time. बहुत कुछ हो सकता है. The timeline I'm not sure. I'll check, but it's after a very long time that this happens, because Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha are dead. That means Prahlad has grown. Many things happen after that. Later on, she develops a desire. So she is also quite old. So they could conceive even at old age. Yeah? So here Satyavati and her mother both wanted a child. Both wanted a son. हमको एक बेटा चाहिए. Like that. So Satyavati's mother saw that, hey, पति ने अपने पत्नी के लिए अच्छा किया होगा. Would have made better oblation for her. So there's a comparing tendency. और मेरे को तुम, you give me that, I'm your mother ना, give that oblation. लेकिन वो तो मेरे लिए, मैं कुछ नहीं, तुम्हारे लिए बहुत अच्छा oblation डाला होगा, तो मैं वो ले लूँ, तो तुम मेरा ले लो. And they exchanged oblations. So अभी गड़बड़ होने वाला है. She wanted a Brahmana son, but she will get a Kshatriya, and she will get Kshatriya, she will get a Brahmana. For a Kshatriya to get a Brahmanical son is good, अच्छी बात है. But the other way, for a Brahmani to get a Kshatriya son, that is something not so very easily palatable. तो अब देखने वाले, तो उन्होंने खा लिया. They ate the kheer, the oblation, Bhavish Anna or the kheer. They just took it. देखो क्या होता है. So you have to be very attentive in Bhagavatam, वरना जरा detail miss किया तो गया. So he had gone to take bath, right? Yes. Now we see what happens. Somebody else can read.
When the great sage Richika returned home after bathing and understood what happened in his absence, he said to his wife Satyavati, You have done a great wrong. Your son will be a fierce Kshatriya, able to punish everyone, and your brother will be learned scholar in spiritual science.
Okay. So he gives you ulta result. देखो, आपका जो माँ का बेटा होगा, he will become a very learned Brahmana. On the other hand, your son will be a fire Kshatriya. A Kshatriya was, which is very fast, intense Kshatriya will be. Yes, ऐसा होने वाला है. Because you go exchange each other's kheer. So and actually, as this was done, even Richika himself wanted what? He wanted Brahmana child. Yes, he wanted a Brahmana child. And usually as a tendency hota hai, it's not necessary, but tendency is such that Brahman ka beta Brahman hoga, Kshatriya ka beta Kshatriya hoga. Usually, it doesn't much change, and that's what they want. He said, "You lady, you exchanged. किसने बोला था तुमको करने के लिए?" He was very very upset. Very upset. Why did you do this? So now what will happen is she will Satyavati pacify him nicely. Yeah.
Satyavati.
Satyavati, however, pacified Rachika Muni with peaceful words and requested that her son not be like a fierce Kshatriya. Rachika Muni replied, "Then your grandson will be of a Kshatriya spirit." Thus, Jamadagni was born as a son of Satyavati. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So now immediately Satyavati was pleased. She pacified him with good words, sweet words. Sorry, sorry, ऐसा बोल रही है. Fine, ठीक है, pacify हो गया. Then she requested. He was very angry. But soft words of a woman can pacify anybody. Or the wives know the art of pacifying husband easily. That's what happened. We hear this in Bhagavatam. Immediately he was pacified. ठीक है, cool down हो गया. अभी क्या? अभी मेरे बेटा अच्छा चाहिए. I want a beta who's a Brahman. क्या करें? These are all right. Because Richika Muni's son was going to be one of the Saptarishis. Yeah. So both of them wanted, हमारा बेटा जो है एक Saptarishi बने. The seven sages. And what the Saptarishis do? The Saptarishis preach the Sanatan Dharma after every Kali Yuga. एक कलयुग के बाद जो अगला सत्ययुग होता है, that time the Saptarishis will preach the Sanatan Dharma. They'll preach about the science of soul. They'll preach about Krishna consciousness. It's a very important role. So she wanted one of the son to do that. इतना important role. So she said, please, my son let it be a Brahman. लेकिन अभी कर्ज तो दिया है तो कुछ तो होना चाहिए, ट्रांसफर होना चाहिए. कि ठीक है, सन के बदले वो क्षत्रिय नेचर जो है, that will come out in your grandson. And who's the grandson? That grandson is Parshurama. Got it? सब लोग वंडर करते पूछे टॉपिक तो कुछ और था, गादी कौन आ गया, सत्यवती किधर से आ गए. So that's why Bhagavatam gives a very beautiful background. Because many of them have this question that Parshuram, despite being a son of Jamadagari Rishi, who is a pure Brahmana, yes, he is coming in the dynasty of a Brahmanical lineage. How did he exhibit such a fierce nature? That fierce nature is because of this exchange of that kheer, which happened between his grandmother, great grandmother, and grandmother. इन्होंने खीर exchange कर दिया. Maybe even after making a mistake, he wanted no, I want a Brahmana son only. ठीक है, then your grandson will be a Kshatriya. Same way, what happens is Diti, she exhibited a very envious nature while uniting with Kashyap. Because of the envious nature and also uniting in the wrong time, she developed two sinister beings, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. And when Kashyap Muni told that your children will be killed by the Supreme Lord Vishnu, that time Diti became very grateful. She became very happy. She exhibited devotion also. So Kashyap said, this devotion will go to whom? This devotion will go to Pratap. So that time only he predicts. But your grandson, because you have devotional sentiments also, your grandson will be a very great devotee. Allah, ये devotion उसको आए. लेकिन जो envy है, or that nature, that will come to your children. That time she doesn't exchange. Please, मेरे बच्चे को जो अच्छा भक्त बना दो, उल्टा कर दो. No, she accepts that. So Brahmanas have a power to transfer the curse also. Do you remember any instance like this? Where some curse was given, but then it was transferred or it was postponed. Anything in Bhagavatam? और कुछ ऐसे सुनाई देता? Have you heard?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, King Yayati exchanged his old age with his son.
Wonderful. Who may I know your name?
Kailasha.
Okay. Well, your name is Kailash. Okay, very nice. Amazing. It's an amazing answer that is given. Yayati. Correct. Yayati Maharaj, he got a curse. He got a curse from his own father-in-law. He cursed him. You fellow, you have united with Sarvishta. I told you not to unite with her. You united with her. I curse you. I curse you that you will get old. Then later on he realized, by making my son-in-law old, I have troubled whom? I have troubled my own daughter. देवयानी, उसी का तो मैंने नुकसान किया है. देवयानी का ही नुकसान हो गया. फिर क्या करे? Then Yayati says, please, oh my father-in-law, I want to tell you honestly, I have not enjoyed enough. मुझे और भी बहुत सारे material desire बाकी है. I want to enjoy more. So please get me. See, you can exchange your youth with one of your 5 sons. And first son is Yadu. Yadu says clearly no. Why? Because he says, I want to get Krishna in my lineage. If I become old, my dynasty will not be there and Krishna will not come as Yadunandan. So that is, he had a spiritual reason of saying no. Then in between there were 3 sons. They said, get lost. No, will not exchange. They wanted to do for sense gratification. So they said no for sense gratification. That's why these 3 of them are condemned, rascals. They said, they didn't obey father. The 5th son was Puru, the youngest. He immediately accepted. In fact, he said that, father, why? I am not a good son. Because good son means I should have come to you. Uttamas chintivam kuriyat. I should have come to you and asked, oh father, please take my old age. Take my young age and you give me old age. But you had to come to me. कैसा बेटा हूं मैं? Father को मेरे पास आना पड़ा. So like that he does. So उत्तमस् चिंतितं कुर्यात् प्रोक्तकारितु मध्यम अथवा अश्रुतया कुर्यात् कुर्यात् उच्चरितं. So brilliant answer, Kailash. Too good. Arjun got it transferred by Indra. So क्या होता? कर्ज थोड़ी था. कर्ज मिल गया ना अर्जुन को. 1 year he would be an Apomsak here too, and that actually helped him. That helped him to stay as Bir Lala because Arjuna couldn't have hidden from anyone. So that curse helped him to hide in the 13th year, incognito. So you're saying it got transferred by Indra, adjusted the curse. Okay, that is correct. You're right. So he goes and explains the curse, and then Indra does it, adjust kar dete curse. Achhe se. Very nice. Good answer. That was also good one. Okay, so now you understood about Parshuram. So we are now going to go ahead. Yeah, Indra transferring the curse to trees, women, water, correct. You're right. 4 places. The tree, the woman, the water, and the earth. The earth develops some places of desert. The tree develops the sap which is not edible. The water becomes bubbly, gets the sense, and women get the menstrual cycle. So 4 ways the curse is transferred, correct. And he becomes sinless. Because otherwise, with Papa, you cannot be the king of the heaven. Alright, we'll close here. Thank you very much. We'll continue. Somebody can be a bookmark for me. Tomorrow we will continue. So was it interesting? पता ही नहीं था ना बहुत कुछ. There are many details we didn't know. कौन है? Gandhi is very famous. Gandhi नहीं, Gandhi. Gandhi everyone knows. Gandhi nobody knows. Gandhi Vamsha is very famous. Correct? He comes in Kusha's dynasty. It's completely new and it's very wonderful pastime. It's appearance of Parshurama. Correct? So I'll just quickly summarize. So Gadi Raja, he was approached by a Brahmana to marry his daughter Satyavati. He was very beautiful. Brahmana said, Gadi Maharaj gave him the challenge, I want 1,000 horses, each of them white, but they should have black ear, either on left or right. So the Brahmana was so powerful, he could go to Varun Lok, and from Varun Lok he got those horses, delivered it. Okay? Said, all right, done. So now what I will do is I will definitely marry your daughter. And after marriage, both mother-in-law and the daughter Satyavati, both of them wanted a special child. So they took a kamshtek. One wanted a Brahmana, one wanted a Kshatriya. So he prepared the oblation and he went. इन लोगों ने exchange करके पी लिया खीर. And then what happened? He told, hey, what is this? क्या कर दिया तुमने? She pacified it and told, please, I want a Brahmana son only. All right, fine. So your Brahmana, one of the Saptarishis became Jamadagni. Jamadagni became Pulaha, Pulatsya. Some of them I remember. Pulaha, Pulatsya, Jamadagni, Vashishta. These are the 4 of the Saptarishis. 3 more are there. Very famous Saptarishis. So these are the Saptarishis. So you will become one of the Saptarishis. Very good. But his grandson will be a very fierce Kshatriya. And who is that? Parshurama. Right. So this is the beginning of the appearance of Parshurama. So that was a section given. So probably we would complete this section Saturday. Kal ya fir next time we will complete it. Please share the link as missed the start of the class. All right. Definitely we can do. Thank you very much. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Nantraj Bhagavatam ki jai. So like this, we'll be learning a lot of new things, amazing things. 9th canto especially has very wonderful pastimes. Okay. Who's trying to say something? Yeah, yes. Can you hear her? You can remove your earphones and speak. Probably speak in the mobile.
हरे कृष्णा। प्रभु जी आपने एग्जैक्टली कौन से श्लोक पे एंड किया?
9, 15, 11.
9:15. And Prabhu ji, 5 to 6 questions will be enough for this quiz.
Oh yes, why not? The purpose of quiz is revision and fun also.
Yes.
Extra consciousness is serious one. Prabhuji, is it going to be daily? We end the YouTube stream.